Morning, it's Bright Star Mornings. We always got to do a little bit of technical fun when it comes to Bright Star Mornings and things like that. Um, one of these days, it's going to be at the point where it's going to be. Sorry, here we go. There we go. I think I can just do this. Anyway, it's going to be the point where I watch Mel Robbins do her coffee talks in the morning sometimes, and it's the same thing. It's the same like shenanigans of like, how do you get this life thing to work? And so like for some of us out there, that's just like how we process. Like that's just our process is a little bit of technical difficulty, a little bit of like figuring out the technology. And so, maybe one day when I'm like super rich and famous, I'll just have people that just handle that. And I look forward to that day. So everybody around here is still nursing a bit of a cold. It feels like this cold is like nationwide. Like so many people that I know from all around the country right now are like, I'm sick and stuff like that. And I was just joking with a friend earlier this week that maybe this is the start of the zombie apocalypse. Like maybe this is the one. Maybe this is cordyceps or whatever that's like finally going to take us out. But anyway, so welcome to Bright Star Mornings. We got the Stormin' and Norman out of the way. I am drinking my coffee. Maybe we should do like mug talk at the beginning while I get Stormin' and Norman. Mug talk. So this mug. So first of all, I love these sorts of mugs. These are my favorite type of mugs. These like thick, the ones that you can put your hand around. You know what I'm saying? You put your hands around those mugs, and you get on all the warmth. Like that's my favorite kind of mug. And this mug in particular, it came from and so I like these mugs, and they have like this little like seal or whatever of like where they came from. And this one is Washington Midsummer Renaissance Fair. So this was the Ren Fair mug. So it's a nice, hearty mug, great for like playing D&D when you're playing D&D, and it's a big, it holds a lot in it, and it's just great. So that's the mug I'm drinking from today. In the mug is some peppermint mocha coffee, because we've entered peppermint mocha time of year. So I'm recording this in November. It's actually the weekend before Thanksgiving. I'm going to move the camera down a scotch. There we go. It's the weekend before Thanksgiving. Oh, and I also forgot to move that mirror. Just don't worry about it. The weekend before Thanksgiving. So it is like, it's full on fall. I love this time of year. This is the time of year that like, I want to keep Thanksgiving, I know some people love to just get Christmas going, but I grew up in Cleveland, and like where I grew up, like the whole idea was that Santa showed up at the parade for Thanksgiving. And then on Friday, Santa would light the tree in Public Square. And so like for me, the Christmas season starts the day after Thanksgiving. And it might sound kind of silly, but like I try to keep that. Like I try to keep that little tradition. I think there's something to that. I think maybe it would be good to have a different Bright Star Mornings about traditions and sort of keeping the old ways and things like that. But that's not today's Bright Star Mornings. So I'm just talking a little bit to kind of get warmed up. And if anybody, happens to roll in. But today I want to talk about, I want to share a little bit about like something that's been on my mind this week. And this is the idea that the practice is a choice that we have to make again and again and again, right? And it's, sometimes it can be hard, and it needs to be, to me, the practice is coming back again and again to your choice or your intention over and over and over again. And so, the reason why this was on my mind this week is because even though like, it's so funny how this happens. Like, so last week I talked about how like Instagram put me in Instagram jail. Well, I'm out of Instagram jail, free Bright Star. I'm out of Instagram jail. I've been posting successfully to Instagram for the past week or so. So like nothing going on there. And really nothing particularly bad happened last week or anything like that. It was just kind of a normal week, a bit busy, like especially at work, a bit busy. but nothing like earth shattering. And yet I was like falling. I felt my mind, I felt my psyche being like pulled into negativity, just negative thinking. And it was interesting because it was, so I've been practicing mindfulness and meditation for a very long time, and I teach it and I help others with it, but it's still a practice for me. And like to me, the definition of practice is coming back again and again and repetition, right? So, you know, again, like I was a musician growing up, and what do you do when you're learning to play an instrument? You practice. You know, it's practice. You know, we talk about practice. We're not talking about game. We're talking about practice. And that's what life is. But life is practice. And the practice of mindfulness or liberation or positivity or whatever your practice is repetitive over time, and it's minute by minute. And that was what I was encountering this week, is this negativity. It was like a cloud, and there's a lot of weather metaphors that come up in meditation and in mindfulness. And so it was like a storm had just kind of like settled in, or I mean, I'm looking outside right now. It's a beautiful fall Pacific Northwest day. I use beautiful in a very general sense, because it's completely just misty foggy out there, which is kind of beautiful for this. I mean, it's the reason why they set things like twilight in the Pacific Northwest, right? It's like this misty fall, very like wet, but you can't see the sky. Like it's just like a cloud, right? And that's how I felt. It was just like this cloud had come in, and I was realizing that I had to make the conscious choice to say, I'm not going to give into that. It's a conscious choice that you have to make again and again. And so I want to share with you guys a song that I love, and I don't want to be put in any kind of jail. So I'm not gonna sing the song. Well, I might sing it. I think that's fine, but I can't, like, I'm not gonna play it for you on my phone or anything. Look it up. The artist is called Soliloquists of Sound. The song, which is probably easier to search for than the artist name, is As If We Existed. So here, I'm just going to read some of the lyrics that really speak to this. So they say, love, where's it at? It's not just cliche. Imagine that. Freedom's a choice. Is it you? It's easy to say as to do. So that part, let's talk about that for a minute. So I have loved this song basically since it came out in like 2006. Okay. Like I loved it. And so like that little line right there, freedom's a choice, is it you, is on my email signature and has been for over 10 years. Okay. Because that is the practice. Freedom, mental, to me, they're talking about mental freedom, right? Because obviously physical freedom, you cannot necessarily control your external circumstances. And that is the thing, is that is outside of what you can easily control. Let's take it to like a strong extreme, right? I'm going to take it all the way back to chattel slavery, right? In the South, right? My ancestors, they were slaves. Okay. They could not walk around wherever they wanted to go. They were slaves. You had to get a pass if you wanted to be on the street, because if they caught you without a pass, they were going to take you back to your master's house and your master was going to beat you. Like, that's not freedom by any stretch. But could they be mentally free? They could be. And that is why such a beautiful art has come out of the African American diaspora, is because despite their physical slavery and their, shackles that were physically on them, they were mentally and spiritually free. They sang songs and things like that. And so when we talk about freedom's a choice, it's within you. It's the freedom within you, not in your external circumstances. We can't all change our external circumstances. I think that slowly but surely you can change your external circumstances, but like, in my particular case, for example, I work a full-time job. I've got 2 kids. I've got, goals and responsibilities. I can't just abandon those things because I don't want to do them, right? So I have to find that freedom within. So when that line says freedom's a choice, is it you? That's what they're talking about. They're talking about internal, mental, spiritual freedom. And then the line that's like very challenging is the next one that I was just reading to you guys. It's easy to say as to do. I think this is where a lot of people are like, no, it's not. It's not that easy. But I would argue that and this is something that so there was a meditation teacher that I started with, actually, my pretty much my first meditation teacher. I've actually never met him. His name is Gil Fronsdale, Insight Meditation Center in Redwood City, California. I used to listen to it way back in I started listening to it way back in 2003, and still continue, But he used to say, the practice is easy, remembering is hard. And so when they say it's easy to say as to do, what they're saying is if you can say it, if you can say freedom's a choice, then you can do it. Then that's the practice over and over and over. Another thing I want to read real quick is, so this week I found this guy on YouTube. Well, he's a teacher. He's like a guru, but I guess I don't even know if he's still active, because a lot of these videos are 2012, and the name is Muji. He's originally from Jamaica, actually, but it's interesting. But anyway, I was listening to one of his talks, and he said, you must choose freedom. Don't pretend, let's see if it's working out or not. No, you must choose. So it's not an I want, no, it's I choose. I choose to be free. I choose this. Another area this comes up a lot. So I want to bring it up here because I know a lot of people struggle with this is, babies are up and stuff. So my husband's handling that. Thank you to Luis. Because my son has been everybody's been sick. Everybody's been sick. This plague, everybody's been sick. But anyway, an area this comes up a lot is with nutrition, right? People say I can't have gluten, right? Or I'm trying to lose weight, so I can't have sweets. No. You're choosing to avoid those things. In some cases, you literally can't, right? My daughter has a peanut allergy to where if she ate a peanut, it will kill her, right? In some cases, that choice is being forced on you, right? But in other cases, you're choosing a higher good, right? You're choosing a healthy diet over an unhealthy diet. And those are the times when I see people get this sort of oppressive mindset of well, I can't have this. I can't have a cupcake and I'm sad, right? Well, no, you're choosing not to have a cupcake. Why? Because you're choosing health. You're choosing your own health and wellness over the, immediate fun of the cupcake. That's a hard choice, but that's you're choosing freedom, and you're choosing your health, and you're choosing your higher good. And that is what I'm talking about, this constant needing to choose your higher good. It is hard. And that's why, for me this week, I was really feeling that choice, right? I don't know why. I don't know what was going on in my psyche, in my system, to where it felt like this. Maybe it was the literal cloud that has moved into this area, because, the sun does affect us. So I don't know. But once that cloud moved in, I just heard I just felt myself pushing against, it was if I didn't make this choice, negativity was going to come in. And I knew it. Over years and years of practice. So back to that song, because there was still a little bit more on it. So same song, As If We Exist. I should pin it. I always got to forget that I should do this. As if we existed. I'm going to try to spell soliloquists of sound, but if that's spelled wrong, just Google it. Okay. Just Google it, because it is hard. So anyways, so they go on to say, you're not just a voice, which I think in today's social media world is important to hear. This song was written in 2006. Okay. It was before iPhones, and I don't know when Twitter came out, but it was before our social media boom, to where we are sometimes, I'll say sometimes, it feels like you're just a voice. It feels like you're just a voice in a crowd. I just got in on the Twitter train. Okay. Yeah. I know it's 2019. Everybody's been on Twitter. President's been on Twitter since before. I just now got on the Twitter train. And I will tell you, when I got on the Twitter train, I was like, oh my God, I just feel like a voice among many. Who cares? I was telling my friend, I feel like when I tweet, it's hey guys, be positive. It's this tiny little, hey guys, it's a thing. Twitter just feels like shouting into a void of something. So you feel like you're just a voice. So in the song, they say, you're not just a voice. And they repeat it, you're not just a voice. And then this is the part that I have loved since I heard this song way back in 2006. There's more to you than what you know, believe, or even choose to be, but you ignore. There's more to love than just the lust and pain, and comfort isn't based on what's the same, more. There's more in store beyond what you have seen before. Proven action ain't philosophy, and oppressive music isn't hot to me. And so like that last line, they're kind of commenting on the state of hip hop, which we could do a whole nother thing on that. I'm not talking about that. But those lines, like Soliloquist of Sound is essentially spoken word lines had such an impact on me even early back, like I said, 2006, 2007 timeframe, years and years ago, because what they're saying is so true. There's more to you than what you know, believe, or even choose to be, but you ignore. Like, just let that sit for a minute. There's more to you than what you choose. There's more to you than what you know, believe, or even choose to be, but you ignore. So it's like, wow. And I believe it's true. That's the thing, is I do believe it's true for every single person. There is more to you than what even you know or believe. Like, there's so many of us that just feel like we're not good enough and that we're not enough, but you are enough. And so back to Mooji, all these two things are really combined. In that same talk where he talked about choose, and I'll add a link to that talk. He said, and this quote I don't have readily available to me, but he said he was talking to these people in Portugal, and he was saying how like it made him sad to see how people devalue themselves. He's like, riches aside, you are the treasure. You are valuable. And I think that's where I'm going to start to leave this, is to remember that you are more than what you know or believe. You are the treasure. And so then, they talk about there's more to love than just the lust and pain. And comfort isn't based on what's the same, because I think a lot of times, especially in the modern world, especially younger people, I think some of us older folks who have families, like, we get it. There's more to love than just the lust and pain. There's also the consistency. There's also like what my husband's doing right now for me, right? Of taking care of my two kids so I can speak my dreams and live something that's been something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. That is love, right? It's more than just what you see in the media. It's more than just lust and pain and oh my God, and he left me, and break up songs, right? It is taking care of your kids. It is brewing a cup of coffee for your partner. It is giving somebody food, right? When their parent died or something like that, right? There's more in store beyond what you have seen before. So that's the other thing. Don't let your past dictate your future. Your beliefs drive your thoughts and your emotions, and your thoughts and emotions drive your action, and your actions drive your results. So don't let that past was just prologue, right? Choose freedom today. Choose your intention today, and let that be your driver for your future. So I'm going to leave it there. So there you go, guys. These are just the things that have been on my mind today or this week, as I've been just sort of going through, like, I don't even know why. It was like a cloud moved into my emotions and my psyche, but I knew that I had to make that choice, because at the end of the day, freedom's a choice that I have to make. And that is the practice. That is the practice for all of us, is to choose freedom, choose what we know is our higher good over and over and over and over. And then when we're tired of it, again. All right, guys, have a great day. I'm going to sip some coffee and help out Luis. Bye.